This is not a game anymore. If you're sitting on the sidelines, you need to pay attention. The next 3.5 years are probably the most important years of your life. If you truly want to break free from this financial matrix and get your family in a position where they can truly have some breathing room and financial freedom, then you need to understand the absolute radical transformation in your financial system. The Trump family and World Liberty Financial created their own stablecoin, USD1. Their stablecoin is now on Coinbase. It is the fastest growing stablecoin. Now, first, what is a stablecoin? It's a place where you can store your profits or store your cash. A stablecoin isn't an investment, it's stable. It's not there to make profits. But the point behind this is the Trump family Trump specifically, went from last presidency saying no to crypto, it's used for money laundering, and so did Larry Fink. But in 2023, boom, everything flipped. Larry Fink went all in on Bitcoin. The Trump family started going all in on crypto to the point where they created their own decentralized DeFi platform, World Liberty Financial, their own stablecoin, USD1. You're going to have banks creating their own stablecoin, states creating their own stablecoin, countries creating their own stablecoin. So why is this important to you? What we saw in 2020 to 2025 is we got to invest in the infrastructure. So stop thinking about this as get rich quick. Get out of the meme coin casino. Get out of these hype trains where they're making you think you're going to be a multi-millionaire in 90 days. That doesn't work. Look at lottery winners. Look at pro athletes that get big contracts without rewiring the foundation. You want to study this, understand this, put a Warren Buffett style mentality in. And the longer you can stay in the market, the wealthier you'll become. It's not timing the market, it's time in the market. And how do I know this? We did it. We paid attention to stuff like this, not hype, not the negative comments, not the bullshit emotion, because we know the emotion is their profit. And the 1% will always remain the 1%. Read the book Intelligent Investor, Richest Man in Babylon, Cash Flow Quadrant, and study the infrastructural change. Study faster payments. Well, you'll probably land on things like XRP, XLM. Study the infrastructural change in the monetary system. Things like Solana, HBAR, Ethereum, infrastructural changes. Study the retokenization of stock markets, Algorand, QNT. Well, banks need to communicate with each other. Blockchains are going to need to communicate with each other. And pay attention to what they're doing, not the emotion of the market going up and down. They're literally working day and night right now, passing regulation and laws so cryptocurrency, so America can be the crypto capital of the world. But what's going to happen is you're going to wait until you start hearing about it at the grocery store. Just like Robert Kiyosaki says, if you're sitting in line at the grocery store and you start hearing people saying they're getting rich in real estate, start exiting. I love red markets. I'm a Warren Buffett style investor because I know what I hold. When the markets are red, I'm buying. When the markets are green, I'm profit taking. And I have a 4-prong ecosystem. Cash flow. Cash is trash. I use my profits to create cash. I developed cash generating businesses. I have 6 companies. 2 ecosystems are 7 figures. Going on the 3rd, it took hard work and dedication and discipline and back-breaking time. And so then I was like, man, I want some passive income. So then I started diving into dividend stocks. There's high risk dividends that have options trading. There's medium risk, things like Michael Saylor's. He has preferred stocks that pay guaranteed 10% based on the volatility of Bitcoin or the appreciation of Bitcoin. Then you have things like Apple and Coca-Cola that pay small dividends, but they're steady. That's passive income, dividend investing. So I create cash flow, and with the cash flow, I don't buy fancy shit. That stuff's coming, and I'll only buy that stuff with assets. I'll give you an example in just a moment. And then I take my cash flow and I put it into deflationary assets that are opposite of the monetary debt enslavement system, the fiat system, that you need to be in debt in order for the system to work. Fiat, your fake money, you get poorer every single year with inflation. So I take my fiat fake money, the cash flow, and I put it into things like XRP and Bitcoin that have fixed supplies, deflationary. It's worked for me. I don't know if it'll work for you, but it's worked well for me. My Bitcoin had gone up at 200% since 2020 and my XRP 800%. God bless America. Then we have protection. I use cash value life insurance. I pump money into my premiums every single month. And when I profit take and I multiply my profits. I take my profits, I max fund my policies. Guess what? Richest man in Babylon. I now have leverage component, which is number 4. So I told you guys my second is deflationary assets. I got Bitcoin and XRP, my number 1 and number 2. And now I have cash value life insurance. And now I have 2 leverage components. I can use my Bitcoin at very low leverage to buy what? Cash flow, to repeat the process. I can use my insurance policy to borrow against the insurance company at 5% per year on average. You borrow 100,000, that's about 5,000 per year. Very, very low interest. To go buy what? Cash flow. Crushing the hurdle rates. Go study hurdle rates. So then what do we do with the cash flow? We pay off the leverage. And then once the leverage pay off, what do we do again? We buy more cash flow. Repeat it with me. I'll give you a specific example. I just bought my own insurance firm. I'm a licensed insurance agent. I was building my own company underneath what's called an IMO. I moved from the IMO into first position. I bought my own financial brokerage. So I needed a loan. So I went to my Bitcoin. I took a low leverage loan on my Bitcoin at 14%. 14%! But listen, pay attention. My insurance firm was already generating income. So I bought the brokerage. The brokerage is already generating income, or I had a team already up and running, ready to generate income. So the income is paying off the leverage. I borrowed at 14%, so they gave me their money, 14%. I didn't have to sell any of my Bitcoin, no tax implications because loans are tax-free. Bitcoin grows 50% every year, so guess what? Do the math. Hurdle rate. I beat the hurdle rate by 36%. So I'm making money on the loan. So in April, it'll be paid off, and I bought a firm for free. I made money on buying my firm. I'm in first position. DeFi, I'm the bank. That's the beauty of this. Everybody's using leverage. Working class use leverage to become poor. Wealthy use leverage to become wealthier. So let's go through it again. Repeat with me. Cash flow, cash is trash. We buy deflationary assets that have fixed supplies. Or stocks that will those profit, we stuff it into things that we can leverage. I use cash value life insurance. From there, we responsibly use leverage to buy what? Repeat after me. Cash flow. Love you guys. Hope this helps. Keep rocking it. Keep going. You got this. Get out of the emotion of the markets and let's get after it. Warriors, rise. Get your shit together. Love you guys. Remember, volatility is our gift. Comment warrior right here. If you need support from my team, we'll DM you. Love you.